Howdy, folks. Today we're discussing an important topic, family safety during emergencies. Now, we all know that emergencies are as unpredictable as a thunderstorm in July. They don't send invitations, and they certainly don't wait for everyone to be safely gathered at home. One minute you're going about your day, and the next you're in the thick of a situation you never saw coming. Your family members could be scattered across town, at work, at school, or out running errands. And in those critical moments, knowing where everyone is and ensuring they're safe becomes our top priority. That's why we're talking about something crucial today, a family communications plan. This plan can be your lifeline, keeping you connected when it matters most. So, let's dive into the importance of a family communications plan, shall we? In the wake of a disaster, knowing where your loved ones are and that they're safe can be a great relief. Picture it. A storm rolls in unexpectedly while you're at work. Your spouse is across town at a meeting and your kids are at school. The power goes out, cell towers are down, and suddenly, you're left wondering about the safety of your family. In these moments, the importance of a family communications plan becomes crystal clear. This is not just a piece of paper with phone numbers, it's a lifeline. A tool that helps you immediately know the whereabouts and conditions of each family member after a disaster. Imagine a different scenario. You're on a business trip out of town when an earthquake strikes your city. The same questions nag at you. Are your loved ones safe? Where are they? With a well-crafted communications plan, these answers would be at your fingertips, providing a sense of calm amidst the chaos. Or consider this. Your children are at a friend's house for a sleepover, and a wildfire forces an evacuation of your neighborhood. With a plan in place, you know who to contact, where to meet, and how to ensure everyone is safe. These are just a few examples, but they underscore the potential difference between confusion and calm, panic, and peace. A family communications plan is not about predicting every possible disaster scenario. It's about preparedness, ensuring that no matter what happens, you have a reliable way to connect with your loved ones. It's about peace of mind, knowing that even in the face of the unpredictable, you have a plan that works. And it's about resilience, the ability to withstand and recover from a crisis as a unified family unit. Now that we understand why it's so vital, we'll take a look at how to set up such a plan. Creating an emergency communications plan might seem daunting, but broken down into steps, it's quite manageable. Let's dive into the process of crafting your family communications plan. The first step is to choose an out-of-town contact. This could be a friend or family member who lives in a different city or state. The reason you want this person to be out of town is simple. In case of a widespread emergency, local lines might be overwhelmed, making it easier to reach someone farther away. This person will serve as a point of contact for your family, connecting you all and sharing updates. Now, you may ask, how do we ensure that everyone can send and receive messages? Well, I'm glad you're thinking about that. It's important to remember that during emergencies, text messages often have a better chance of getting through than phone calls. Therefore, make sure all family members know how to send and receive text messages. If some members of your family do not have mobile phones, consider other means of communication like email or social media. Also, it's crucial to have a backup plan. Keep in mind that during some emergencies, internet and cellular services might be unavailable. In such cases, a battery-powered radio can come in handy, so ensure everyone knows how to operate one. Next, let's talk about your out-of-town contact. Once you've chosen this person, it's important to share the contact details with every family member. Make sure everyone has these details saved in their phones and written down in a safe place at home. Also, explain to your out-of-town contact their role and responsibilities as your emergency point of contact. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if there are young children in the family who can't text or call? Well, for those little ones, you can teach them how to use a family radio service. These radios are easy to operate, even for younger children, and they can be a lifeline in an emergency. Remember, the goal here is to ensure that no matter what happens, your family will have a way to communicate and check on each other. This plan is not just about sharing information, but also about providing reassurance during what can be a very stressful time. Next, consider possible scenarios. What if you're at work, the kids are at school, and an emergency happens? Think about how you would communicate in such situations. Make sure your plan includes ways to reach each other, considering the daily routines of each family member. I hope this all doesn't sound too overwhelming. It's really about taking the time to think through these steps, having those important family discussions, and practicing your plan. With the basics in place, we can now look at the essential elements your plan should contain. A solid communications plan consists of several critical components. First and foremost, it's crucial to sign up for local emergency alerts. In today's digital world, most municipalities, cities, and even rural areas have systems in place to alert residents of impending disasters. These alerts can come in the form of text messages, emails, or even phone calls, and they provide real-time information about what's happening and what actions you need to take. So, get online, find out what alert systems are available in your area, and sign up. Remember, knowledge is power, especially in emergency situations. Once you're set up with local alerts, the next step is to choose a family meeting place. Now, this isn't just any old place. This is the place where your family will regroup after an emergency if you're unable to return home. It could be a local landmark, a community center, or even a family friend's house. It's essential that this place is familiar to all family members and easy to find, even under stressful conditions. And it's a good idea to have a couple of backup locations, just in case your primary meeting place is inaccessible. Now, let's talk about emergency contact cards. These are small, usually wallet-sized cards that list important contact information. This includes your out-of-town contact, local emergency numbers, and the addresses of your chosen meeting places. But these cards aren't just for adults. It's important that every family member, no matter how young, has their own card. Remember, in an emergency situation, normal communication channels might be down or overloaded. Having this information at your fingertips can be a real lifesaver. And just as important as having these cards is making sure everyone knows how to use them. Make it a family activity. Show your kids how to dial the numbers, explain what each piece of information is for, and most importantly, stress that these cards are for emergencies only. It's not just about having a plan, it's about making sure everyone understands it. With these elements in place, we need to consider any special needs your family might have. And that's what we'll dive into in the next segment, where we'll discuss how to tailor your plan to your family's unique needs. So stay tuned, because we've got a lot more to cover. Every family is unique, and your emergency plan should reflect that. The plan you create should be a custom fit, tailored to the specific needs and circumstances of your family. Let's take a deeper dive into how we can achieve that. For families with children, it's important to include school arrangements in your plan. Imagine if disaster strikes during school hours. You're at work, your spouse is across town, and your kids are at school. How do you reunite? Incorporate a plan for this scenario. Talk to your children's schools, understand their emergency procedures, and communicate these to your children. Next, identify a trusted adult who could pick up your children if you can't get to them. Make sure your kids know who this person is. This individual should be someone reliable, who lives nearby and is generally available during school hours. But what about making the plan accessible and understood by all family members? This is crucial, especially for children. Use language that is easy to understand. You might even want to create a visual representation of the plan, using pictures and symbols that your younger children can easily recognize. Don't just discuss the plan, practice it with your family. Role-play different scenarios. Make it a game. This will help your children remember what to do, and it can alleviate some of their fears about emergencies. Remember, the goal is not to scare them, but to empower them with knowledge and a plan. And don't forget about your older family members or those with special needs. They might need extra help during an emergency. Include necessary accommodations in your plan, whether it's extra time for evacuation, specific medical needs, or a designated helper. Now, we've got our plan, but it's not enough to just have it. We need to maintain and practice it. A plan is only as good as its latest version. Truer words have never been spoken, especially when it comes to your family's emergency communications plan. Just like you wouldn't rely on an outdated roadmap to navigate unfamiliar territory, you shouldn't rely on an old communications plan during a crisis. The world around us changes constantly. Phone numbers change, people move, kids grow up, and technology evolves. These changes can have a significant impact on your plan's effectiveness. Therefore, it's crucial to keep your plan updated to reflect the current reality of your family's situation. Think of your communications plan as a living document. It's not something you create once and then tuck away in a drawer. It's something that should be reviewed, updated, and practiced regularly. This ensures that everyone in your family understands the plan and can execute it effectively when disaster strikes. Updating the plan might feel like a chore, but it's a chore with a purpose. It keeps your plan relevant and effective. Consider setting a reminder, maybe every 6 months or so, to review the plan as a family. During these reviews, make sure all the contact information is still correct. Check that the chosen out-of-town contact is still available and willing to play that role. Ensure your chosen family meeting place is still a safe and accessible location. Now, let's talk about practicing the plan. Just as a fire drill prepares you for a real fire, practicing your communications plan prepares you for a real emergency. Practicing helps identify any weaknesses in your plan. It also helps everyone in your family to understand their roles and responsibilities. Family drills can be made fun and engaging. Involve your children in the process and turn it into a game. You can simulate different scenarios and let them figure out how to respond using the plan. This will not only help them understand the plan better, but also reduce their anxiety during a real emergency. Updating contact information is another vital aspect of keeping your plan current. As children grow, they may get their own phones. Add their numbers to the plan. If you change your service provider or your out-of-town contact changes their number, update the plan accordingly. Remember, your plan is not set in stone. It's flexible and should adapt to your family's changing needs and circumstances. Encourage every family member to voice any concerns or suggestions they might have during the review sessions. This will not only make the plan more robust, but also ensure that everyone feels involved and invested. In conclusion, updating and practicing your communications plan is not just about ticking a box. It's about ensuring your family's safety during emergencies. It's about peace of mind, knowing that your family has a reliable way to stay connected when it matters most. With regular maintenance, your plan will serve you well when you need it most. So keep it updated, keep practicing, and stay safe, folks. We've covered a lot of ground today, folks. We've talked about the unpredictable nature of emergencies and the vital importance of having a robust family communications plan in place. This plan is your lifeline, your instant connection, ensuring you know where your loved ones are and that they're safe. We've walked through how to set up your plan step by step, from choosing an out-of-town contact to making sure everyone, even the youngest, can send and receive messages. We've discussed the core elements of your plan, like signing up for local alerts, choosing a meeting place, and creating emergency contact cards. And we've touched on special considerations for families with children and the necessity of keeping your plan up to date and well practiced. Now it's your turn. We'd love to hear your tips, your experiences, your stories in the comments below. Remember, preparation is key. Stay safe out there, y'all.